My name is Tete Sabatudodo, the husband to Ndwesu.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ndwesu and this is my husband. Today is the first time of his appearance on the channel. Please give him some love and welcome him back in the comment section. We are here today to talk about our experience when we were applying for the joint family visa, everything we did, the document, the time frame, the fees, and all of those things before he was able to join me here. And I'll give him some time to introduce himself and then we'll continue with the rest of the video. So please, what's your name?
My name is Tete Sabatudodo, the husband to Ndwesu.
Okay, so the joint family visa, like I said, is a type of visa that allows you to bring your married or unmarried partner, your children below the age of 18 to Ireland. So those that are eligible to apply are those people who are here on the critical skills work permit. You can apply for them immediately, or you have to wait for 12 months if you are on the general work permit. So next question is, how long did it take for the visa to come out? When did we do the application? I know we applied sometime in June. I think that was on the June 3rd.
3rd of June.
Yeah, that was the date you did your biometrics, something like that. Yeah. And the visa came out in January, I think January 15th. So that's roughly like seven months. Yeah, it's not up to 7 months exactly, because 3rd to 15th. Yeah, not really up to 7 months. So it's 6 months and let's say maybe like 2 weeks. Yeah, something like that. So that was the time frame it took for the visa to come out. So the June 3rd we are talking about is the day he went for the capturing. Yeah. So the date you do your capturing is when your visa starts counting. And because we did the capturing in Abuja, it's faster for it to get to the embassy, because you did the application, the biometric capturing on the 3rd, and they sent you an email that they have sent it to them the next day. Yeah. So so unlike people who are capturing like outside of where you don't have the visa embassy, it may take a while, but VFS is going to let you know. So the next thing is validity period. The visa itself, when it comes out, is valid for 3 months. It's valid for 3 months. I mean, it's set like a picture of how the thing looks like. So when they give it to him on your passport, they will write when you are going to enter into the country and how long you can stay, when to expire. So if you stay more than 3 months in your country and you don't enter into Ireland, the visa expired. And you need to start all over again.
Process all over.
I'm telling you,
it's also tasking.
But it's also tasking, because you wait all this time and then you have to wait again to be able to get again. So that's not really good. So the next thing was, what are the supporting documents we submitted? So the document is from 2 phases, right? So some documents are from me and then some documents are from him. So both of you need to bring documents together and he will take all of them to the visa application center. So the list of documents are as follows. Like I said, the document that he submitted is going to read all of them out for you to hear, so you can take notes. I may also find a place to like keep them by the side. So
alright, application form, 2 copies per person, 2 colored passport photograph each, snap at the embassy in the morning, and I did that. I took it at the embassy. They will cover your shoulder so that it will not appear. International passports, color photocopy of all pages of passports, current and expired one if your passport has expired and you will have a renewed one. Sign application letter for each applicant stating reasons for coming and details of sponsor. Colored photocopy of marriage certificates, like we being married, so you have to present your marriage certificate, that is a court marriage certificate. Wedding and family pictures, because they need to see your spouse and confirm whether it is legit. that it is not scam. Birth certificate, a questionnaire that you will fill for each applicant and make photocopy after filling it. Husband bank 6 months statement and 3 months pay slip. Yeah, I got that from my from where I work, from my place of work. And also letter of employment or reference letter from where you work, and police clearance certificate. You need, those are the things that you need.
So, and from my end, I also sent the following document. I sent an invitation letter. So on the invitation letter, I have to write to the visa officer that I'm inviting my husband with his details. That's his name, date of birth, passport number, and my own details: name, date of birth, passport number, my critical skills work visa. And I also sent all color photocopies of my passport, and then my residence permit, scan that as well, 6 month bank statement from me, 3 months recent pay slip, my employment contract. I also send my work permit, which is the critical skills work permit. If there was any visa refusal, which I never had, so I never had to say that. And then tax clearance certificate. The tax clearance certificate comes from revenue, so it's very simple. Just go to your revenue portal and download that, and you send it to them. And then my nursing license here, the one here, I send that as well. And then my accommodation tenancy agreement, I send that as well. And anything to prove your where you are staying, which is utility bill. So I don't really pay bills, but I have like phone bill, so that I pay. I have bill pay phone, so I send that as well. So those were the documents that I sent to him. So after that, when you gather all these documents, how do you apply? So you need to go to the Irish immigration website and do the application. So when you're applying for visa, you know, you're just answering all the questions. So the type you're going to apply for was the long stay type D visa. And then they will ask you reason for applying for the visa. You choose joint family, non-EU, non-EEA, because that's like the major difference between us and those who are from the EU countries. And then all other questions are just normal questions, normal personal questions that you can answer. Those are like the tricky ones that you need to be very specific. At the end of your filling the online form, they will generate a reference number for you. So you submit it. When you're submitting the first application, there is no payment there. You just submit it and generate the reference number. You now take the reference number with all these documents that we mentioned and go to the visa, the VFS. So they are like a third party between you and the Irish immigration office. So in Nigeria, we have them in two places. We have them in Abuja and then in Lagos. So he went to the one in Abuja. When you arrive at the VFS center, right, you will kind of meet with those security people, and then they will ask you which country. Do you have an appointment? I hope they asked you that.
Yeah.
Because that's the very first question they will ask you. Do you have an appointment? You said yes or no. You show them the appointment. Without your appointment and your passport, you won't be allowed to go in. And then when you went into the center, they will then ask you which country that you are applying for, right?
Yeah.
Then you move to the queue. So they have queues for different countries. At the VFS center, you can then decide to take the VIP session or not. But he didn't take it. He didn't take the VIP session because there was really no need. You have to pay extra for the VIP session, and if the queue was long, you're kind of jumping the queue. But since the queue was not so long, so he didn't take the VIP session. So when it's your turn, they will call you in with all your documents. Remember, he said that he submitted passport photograph. So that passport photograph, you must take it at the center, because it has all these tricky dimensions that nobody will be able to do it, and they won't accept it if you didn't do it at that center. So you need to do it. I also think it's a way of like doing business there, because well, that's not the reason we are here. So yeah, so after taking your photo and all the photocopies of your passport, like he had previous passport and then the current one, so you have to do color photocopy of all of them, all of the pages. So when it's your turn, they call you in, right? They call you in to the house or into just a small room, and then they will just ask your name, date of birth, and then they have like a checklist where they check that you have submitted all the document that is required of you. Then you submit all of the document, then they take your biometrics, all the 1 to 10 fingers. So that if you come here and do anyhow, they will trace you. So they take that, and all this was done, like we said previously, on June 3rd, and the visa we waited till the week of the 14th. I think the visa was 14th or 15th that it now came out of January this year. So that was it. And now let's talk about the fees, because I know some people will be like, how much is the fees, how much is the fees? So to be very straight to the point, the fee is not static, reason being exchange rate. The fee in euro is static, which is 60 euro single entry, 60 euro, and multiple entry is 100 euro. But because we pay this money in your local currency, so the fee will change. So as at that time, I think exchange rate was about 1,600, 1,800 thereabout. So we spent around, roughly, with everything taken of picture, roughly 200k or thereabouts. So we can't really say the exact fee, because mind you, you're also paying for like the courier fee, because they will send your passport back to the house.
Text message.
Yeah, they'll send text messages to tell you. Yes, and all of those stuff. So you pay for all of that as well. So it was roughly with everything to 200,000 naira. This is also inclusive of the money we paid for VFS online, because after you submit the initial application from the Irish website, you need to go to VFS website, create an account, and book the appointment. So you make some part payment there. The remainder is what you're paying at the office on your arrival, and it's a must you go with your debit card, because they don't take cash, they don't take transfers. So those were the list of documents and the time frame it took for him to get the visa. Now, where did you submit your biometrics? I think I already talked about that. It was submitted at the VFS office in Abuja. I think something Sterling Plaza. It was something like that. This thing, and that's the fee. So that's just everything basically you need. Now you see that time frame that it took for us is not the same for every country. Like my Indian colleagues, you know that my Indian colleagues, some of them will get in like 2 months, 3 months maximum. Then I have one of my colleagues that is from Zimbabwe. The husband got it in, I think, in 3 weeks.
So what is the cost of our own now?
Well, I can't really say.
Taking so much time. I
can't really say, but the only explanation to it could be that they process visas for Nigerians, Ghanaians, and I think 2 other countries. So the Irish embassy in Nigeria, in Abuja, Nigeria, processes about 4 countries. Okay. So I think that could be, in my opinion, no, I don't know. I don't know. Because I remember when his application was like, I think 3 months, I sent a message to them via email to ask them what's going on. They said joint family visa is it has to be 6 months. Seriously,
you need to wait.
You need to
don't be on a rush.
Don't rush them. You need to wait. But unfortunately, that's just what should I say, what we need to deal with or whatever. But the case is, what the tips I will say, if you want your spouse or your dependent to join you earlier, is to start on time to gather all applicable document. Now, when I mention applicable document, I'm talking about in terms of their passport, their police clearance, because if you live in a country like ours, ooh, let's not go there. Let's not go there. Those things will stress your life. So, but that's just what we have to deal with. But yeah, that was how we were able to bring my husband here in Ireland. So if you have watched up till this moment, please feel free to drop a like, comment, drop your questions, tell us congratulations and welcome him to the land of cold. And we will see you in our next video.
Bye.
Peace out.